An agenda is a list of meeting activities in the order in which they are to be taken up, beginning with the call to order and ending with an adjournment. It usually includes one or more specific items of business to be acted upon. It may, but is not required to, include specific times for one or more activities. An agenda lists the items of business to be taken up during the meeting or session. It may also be called a calendar. A meeting agenda may be headed with a date, time, and location of the meeting, followed by a series of points outlining the order in which the business is to be conducted. Steps on any agenda can include any type of schedule or order the group wants to follow. Agendas may take different forms depending upon the specific purpose of the group and may include any number of items. A meeting agenda consists of a list of topics, talking points, action items, and activities that one is looking to discuss during the meeting. It should include a clear and comprehensive outline of what should happen as the meeting takes place, who the owner of each item is, and how long each discussion point or task should take. It's absolutely crucial to the success of your team meeting that this information is provided to all meeting participants beforehand and as the meeting is taking place for the best chance of maximum meeting productivity. As your employees or coworkers attend a meeting, they have expectations that it will be organized, productive, and have meaningful conversations. Otherwise, the meeting should have just happened over an email. There are a number of important pieces of information that should be included in a meeting agenda, and perhaps one of the most important is who will be attending the meeting. Is this a meeting for a small group of people within an organization, or is it a larger assembly for an entire team or department? Who will be speaking or presenting during the meeting lets others know who to expect during the meeting. The agenda should address both the attendees and the presenters, as this is crucial to the effective communication streams within the organization. Naturally, all meetings need to serve an actual purpose. This is the what that must be included in the meeting agenda, as we must have an answer to the question regarding the intended purpose of holding the meeting. Does the purpose of the meeting align with the goals of the organization? And can the costs associated with the attendance of certain employees be justified in the eyes of the business? When presenting the agenda to the potential attendees, it is important to have a clearly identified purpose for the meeting so that all of those who are affected by the meeting can be prepared and anticipate how the meeting will play out. What will be the date and time of the meeting? Simply stating that we will have a meeting next week sometime is not specific enough for anyone to prepare for the meeting. The time and date should be specific and properly outlined in the meeting agenda that is sent out to the prospective attendees. By having a proper time and date for the meeting, you can assure that everyone who is expected to attend can plan accordingly to ensure that they are able to attend. Careful attention must be made to ensure that there are no scheduling conflicts and that the meeting will not take place during peak business hours when manpower is needed at the business's front line. This may seem obvious, but an agenda has to identify the location of the meeting, especially if the meeting will take place at a location outside of the workplace. In a smaller organization, this piece of information may not seem all that important when there are limited places in the office to hold a meeting, but it should still be included as a matter of consistency and organization. In larger organizations who may have multiple meeting rooms, the room name or room number should be included in the agenda to ensure that everyone meets at the correct location. Sometimes It may be necessary to also include why the meeting will be held. If you were planning a meeting for a particular person in the office as a surprise, then you may want to include that so that those who receive the agenda do not accidentally disclose the purpose of the meeting to the person. Other times, when a meeting is not obligatory, it may also be important to include that in the agenda. It may be a meeting to recognize an employee's contributions to the organization, and by stating so in the agenda, another employee who ends up having to deal with an important business-related matter can continue to focus on the company's goals. In the past, the how was not all that important because almost all meetings were held in person at the office. But with all of the advances in technology, more and more meetings are now taking place online and through various meeting applications like Zoom and Google Meet. To ensure that someone does not go to the office when the meeting will be through Zoom, or to make sure that an employee is not waiting online for a meeting that is taking place at the office or any other location, we must include the how. How will the meeting take place? Will it be in person, online, or maybe a combination of both? Every week, we upload new videos between 5 and 10 minutes in length, where we will focus on the strategic implementation of Lean and Six Sigma. As a Six Sigma expert, I am passionate about quality. And if you are too, then click subscribe to be notified whenever we upload our next Lean Six Sigma video.